Hello. I'm here. And I'm rooting, ready to go. I've got, let's see what I've got. I've got to plug in my phone for one thing. I have a custom order that I'm working on today that I'm hoping I'll be able to get through. And I put the speaker on me, so hopefully it sounds better. I'm gonna just pull my hair back here. And yeah, so here I am, Miss America. I ended up getting a few things, so that's them. But I'm working on this pendant here. This is the one that was chosen. So I have a large sheet of silver. I've got 3 stones in total. These circles here are going to be the ball accents. And then I have something that I'm doing brand new that I've never done before, which I love a good challenge, are these little swirly whirlies. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Geez. So I have these little swirly whirlies. I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well, but they're going to be the added accents. And instead of a circle shape on the bottom, I'm using a moonstone, and on the top I'm using a circle because the main stone that I'm using is a serpentarian cabochon. So I'm really excited. I am obviously working on this sheet right here. I need to clean it. Everything's going in the pickle for a nice cleaning. And yeah, so that's what's going on with me. I am working. I use this, why did I do that? Cooked like a jelly bean. Yeah, like a jelly bean. It did that because like that's not like registered. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I'm using the stainless steel wire as kind of like an elevated mesh so that I can disperse the heat where I want it. So I have actually ended up buying a tripod for this particular instance, and it's set to be here tomorrow. But my husband got off of work early today, so I'm here. I'm out here. I'm taking time for myself, getting it fresh. Another thing that I have to do is clean this. This is another one of the copper that I have been working on. If you've seen, I've made what I called the witch doctor. And this one is, I think I'm gonna call her the gypsy. But I added like earrings. It's gonna be a skull in the center. So I really like this play on copper. It's a lot of fun. So I've got just a smidge bit of work that I have to do. Waiting for stuff to heat up and stuff. So that's what's going on. And I also end up having this one right here, and this one's another one that I'm working on. This is actually going to be, and this is a really stunning Amazonite copper. Really stunning, has a lot of flash. Like almost like a green moonstone would. And I stamped the back plate of the bezel with eyes. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I like the gypsy too. So this will go in here. But what I'm wanting to do is wanting to do some silver balls around the outside. Some of them stuck, as you can see here, only 2 out of the very many. So since I'm new at this, you know, just taking it very slow. Of course, there's tons of ideas that I have rolling around, but I'm going to be realistic, or at least try to. Since I ended up getting some citrine, like little cabochons, I need to make some stacker rings, and so I'm really excited. A lot. What's with the question marks? I got smart and brought out a whole paper towel roll out here because that's the one thing for me. I'm making a few things actually. I've kind of got multi things going on out here, but I'm working on a pendant. Love you, Dad. I'm working on a pendant for a fellow YouTuber, or customer rather, and it's this one right, where is it? This one right here. The large stone is serpentarian, and the top stone is going to be tiger's eye, and then I have an oval-shaped stone that's going to be a moonstone. So I'm excited about it. I think of myself kind of like a gypsy. I like those the shows. It's probably not the best example of what a gypsy is, but I think those shows are fascinating on TLC. I'm also playing with, this one needs to be in the pickle a lot more, but I'm playing with a new kind of stamp where Dev is inside of an eyeball here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that because it needs to be cleaned, but stamped it. So anyways, got that, and I'm just going to work on getting the balls out of the pickle. So I've got a lot of teeny tiny balls in the pickle. You can see balls in the pickle. And just make these by heating up the metal hot enough and it bunches together into a circle. And that's where I get my bowls. They're kind of, it's kind of fun. I like it too. I like the stamp a lot. I sent out the ring that I was working on the other day. Really excited about that. It was a stamper ring. Stacker ring. I purchased some Welo opals, which are the clear opals with the rainbow flash in them. And I wanted to make that an option for my stacker rings as well. I have a few stacker rings that I can take pictures of and list on my Etsy. Pickleballs! But I figured if I add a few more, what's it going to hurt? So quite a few, I don't know if you guys can see, but quite a few balls in there. Thank you. And already being in the pickle for just a little bit longer. It's cleaning up nicely. But the hotter the pickle gets, the pickle solution gets, the better it will be at cleaning. There we go, dropping some stuff. So I'm laying it out. I have the other, and let me know how my sound is too, guys, if you don't mind. I have gotten mentions before about my sound. So, anyway, getting all of these balls out of my napkin and bunching them together here. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I filled up my torch, and I wanted to fire it up and see if I did. So, this is my little standy wandy here, and while my back plate is pickling, I'm going to attempt to solder some of the balls, even if I have to do a half and half kind of situation. When I came out here the last time, I was rusty McGusty. I had I had to go back and I had to rewatch a lot of my videos. Not my particular videos, but videos that I have watched in the past that have helped me. So, you know, that goes for anything. Don't be afraid to go back. I'm just hitting this with a little bit of flux right now to prevent fire scale and to give the solder a direction to flow. And then I'm going to start placing my bowls. I'm actually going to take my solder pick here, and I've got a little noodle, kind of a big noodle of easy solder. And I don't particularly like using paste solder, but with this particular instance, since I'm so new to this whole ball thing, I'm going to use it to kind of as like a sticky paste would. And the thing about paste solder is you don't have to use a lot of flux. Flux tells the solder where to go. So you don't have to use a lot of it because it's already built in to the actual paste. I ordered a rock tumbler and got a Tyke saw for cutting rocks. Wow, that is so cool. I admire anyone who could do that kind of lapidary work. I think I've tried my hand at a lot of things before I inevitably got to this place where I knew I wanted to be, which was soldering. So I'm taking my balls now and placing them. They're in and around the same size. And with my work, since it is my work, I like it to be a little bit organic. So if the balls are not all the same, I'm okay with that. This isn't a custom piece. This is a piece that I'm just going to be making. So it's okay for me. And I haven't quite decided if I wanted this to be a pendant or a ring. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And some of them have already stuck together because I've already tried to solder this once. And I'm just going to kind of go quadrant by quadrant because, yeah, I need to do it. I need to do it. And, yeah. So I'm just applying, and I do have, it is raised up. So I'm going to hit a lot of the heat underneath here. So hopefully we'll see. It's all like a, we'll see how it goes situation with my soldering. But it's good. Got space for, I'll get 2 more here. Just a peanut sized one. Cool. All right. And I've only done about half. Oh gosh. And that's cranked up all the way. And what I like about the paste solder too is that you don't have to worry about, well, I do sort of kind of have to worry about the flux jumping off like it just did. So normally in this next time, I'm going to start a little bit farther away and slowly heat it up so that hopefully I don't run into the same issue where I get jumpers. I'll use a little bit more paste solder as the glue here in this particular spot. Rather it happen now than I'm in the midst of it and have to go through that. Sure, yeah. Using a little bit of, and it doesn't help that this is a wider screen mesh. So it's a bit, the holes are really big and my stuff's falling through. I mean, there's the technical terminology of that. So I'm having to, the tripod that I actually ended up picking up has a finer graded mesh, so that my teeny tiny little appliques hopefully won't jump away from me. And here we go. So again, starting a little farther away, I'm wanting to crystallize my flux. There they jumped again. But you know what? It's okay. And I have the heat probably a quarter of the way high. It's not very high at all. And looks like a quadrant situation. So the paste solder, yeah, there it is. It's easy, and then it's just kind of like, nah, to work with. It's nice in a sense. Probably going to have to pick up a new solder pick, to be honest. There we go. So it does flame up. I don't know if you guys can see my little flame here. That is the flux burning off of the pigment. So here I go heating it, so it's pretty burned off. I am gonna have to fill up my my torch. I thought I filled it up, but I did not. I'm at full power right now, and it's just fuddy-duddy. That sucks. All right. Where's my butane? How it fall over in my chair. I knew I put it somewhere to be safe, but now I don't remember where I put it. Ah, I'm just kidding, it's over there. All right. The more refined your butane, the better it will, it's better filter basically, if you think about it like gas in a sense. So they recommend at least 3 times of 3-time refinement, but there's some that have up to 7 to 10, so whatever the case. And it's just filling it up like a lighter, basically. One time I overfilled it and to burn it off. There we go. And so you don't want to light it, obviously, right after you fill it up. I want to give it a moment. Gives me an opportunity to remember to put on my bib. Light myself on fire. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I picked up, and I splurged. I feel like Tammy when I say that. But I splurged. And I got an ametrine cabochon. Ugh! It's absolutely breathtaking. This is, it's not going to do justice right here, but man, it's a 31 millimeter by 24 by 9 millimeters. So it is a honker and a half. And it's, oh, it's so pretty. And like this case, I'm like, oh, am I ever going to be able to use it? Am I, you know, is this, oh well, we'll see. Put my hood down here. Okay. In the meantime, waiting for my torch, I'm going to go ahead and see about silver sheet, which if you can see, the lighting's kind of difficult, but it is pretty much white. It was like black a little bit ago, and now it's white, cleaned up, all that muck and guck and solder, all clean. And there's the stamp that I was working with, fiddling with, seeing about it. And so I did about a 3 different, kind of give it that like eclectic boho look. I did 3 different kinds of, excuse me, bezel wire. The first one is like a gallery wire, like a crown setting. The other one is just a flat, and then this other one is scalloped. So really kind of whimsical, boho, eclectic, yada, yada, yada word salad. Let's do it. Ah, here's more. Anyways, here we go. Let's, there's the fire. Dang. Nothing like a filled torch. Shoot. Anyways, here we go. Needy. So I'm taking it, and now that's filled up. Wow. Just back it up. You know what I mean? I am trying to heat up the piece evenly, and since I'm going quadrant to quadrant, you still want to heat up the whole piece to give a nice even distribution of fire, of heat, basically. What did everybody have for dinner? I am on StreamYard today, so if anyone's interested in hopping on and chatting with me, I can definitely pop the link in. That way, you know, if you're sick of listening to me, completely understandable. Just basically waiting, watching, trying to distribute, watching for the flow of the solder. And we're turning the color that we want. Tuna on harvest wheat, nothing fancy. It's not into cooking tonight. That was I. That's a true story. I ordered pizza. And so when I heat it up pretty hot, and it turns, you know, it glows, I give it an opportunity to come down in temperature before I quench it. Hey, Marianne! Working on your pendant. Here's the hot potato. 1 quadrant of bowls are on. And into the pickle. Okie dokie. I did not watch it. A horrible American. If I don't tend to watch the news. I don't know. I'm not. As an adult, I should, but I haven't been watching it. It's been very sad for a while. So, you know, I haven't. But I heard something about Lady Gaga, and that's really great. And so I'm working on the back plate now. Excuse me. Ooh-dee. Back plate of the pendant. Fluxed it all up. And I attempted to do this before, so I have my lines where in and around where I want them. But this is a good opportunity for me to bring out, maybe sand the bottoms here. Chicken, potatoes, green beans, ooh, white garlic sauce in one pan. Just dang, girl. Just happened to be on, yeah. Well, I watch, the updates. I get updates, rather watch that, really. It's terrible. Got my pencil cut. Dang it. There it is. Too sad for a long while. Very true. Very, very true. There it is. And sanding the bottom so I can get a flushness. And the moonstone's going to sit just a little bit above. Solder does not fill a gap, so you have to make sure it's going to be flush. Your seam. It's like when you're doing your nails. You want have good adhesive, whether you're working with dip, fingernail polish. It's all about how you prepare the base. Thanks, Marianne. Really appreciate it. Sirens have been going crazy over here today. Even my daughter noticed. Hey, Carly. Madness. All right. All right. So now I take my solder, and I'm going to take medium solder because I have some appliques that I'm going to be putting on here, so I don't need a lot. I don't need hard, because I did that on the hard, medium, soft. When you're working, you're going to work down in temperatures. Hard is going to obviously represent the most heat to melt the solder. Medium heat, and soft is the lowest heat that would take to heat the solder. So anyways, I was watching, I really like watching the guy, he's a metalsmith. His channel name is Go Meow Creations. And I couldn't tell you what his first name is. I just will never forget it's Go Meow. I really like him. He's really knowledgeable, straight to the point. And he talks about doing things like this minimalistically. You don't need a lot of tools to get set up. It's just a very cut and dry, plain dude, which is amazing. Because when you're starting off doing something like this, you don't have all the money in the world. And this stuff is pretty expensive. It took me a whole year to save up for the items that I needed to get started soldering. It's things you acquire over time. Definitely didn't have, you know. And this is all from watching YouTube and yeah. Yeah, but she's observant. Too observant. Alright, so I ended up getting some solder pieces here, and I'm going to cut them down just a little bit because the point that I was bringing up about Go Meow Creations is that he only used about 4 pallions, and these little solder pieces are referred to as pallions, per a piece. And he stuck them at like 12, 6, you know, those, like a clock. So I'm gonna play with the idea of doing that. Less solder, maybe that'll help me. You ever do it when you're concentrating on something and then like simple things you kind of brain out on? That's what happens. I promise I'm intelligent and I have survived this far in my life. It's like when you pat in your head and rum in your tummy sort of thing. Anyways. I've been working with Kelly from the Garden Finds. We have come up with a name for our reselling show, which I'm so excited about. I think it fits us pretty well. And that's going to be tomorrow night. And I've really enjoyed talking about reselling. I think it's important. This last year has been such a poo. And I think it's important to find things that make you happy, and also, you know, you can get fuel from it. So I think it's important. Even if you do just one thing a week for yourself to be happy. And it's not selfish. And I'm telling this to myself. You'd still be a good mom when you're taking the time for yourself. Devin. Alright, so I'm putting the solder pieces. I'm almost done with this dance here. Like the longest step. I'm going to scrape that easy solder off of my kiln brick and put it over here, so hopefully I can still utilize it later. And put some more of, put my little medium solder over here in my little doodad. Someone's doing laundry. Freshness. All right, so same principle on this one. I'm going to take my torch and I'm going to start it a little bit farther away because I'm going to crystallize the flux. And I don't want my solder to be jumping. And there it goes, like friggin' popcorn, man. She's popping, she's popping, she's popping. All right, corralling my bits back over. And I'm feeding from the bottom because I want the, I don't know. Hey, bottom. Hey! See the one? Thought you took the shoe. I don't know. I told my husband to put 2 hours on the clock, and I've been on for 37 minutes. I'm really hoping to get a good start on this pendant. I'm not 100% certain. I don't have time, but then I do. So now that the flux is no longer watery and it's more crystallized, I'm going to turn the flame up a bit more. And I'm going to take the tip, which isn't the hottest most portion of the torch, and I'm just going to go back and forth. And what I'm doing is, you know, trying to distribute the heat evenly. My issue, what I was doing the other day, was I had my flame on top. And so when I had my flame on top, my solder lifted up instead of dispersing outwards and downwards. So I needed to do this, which is apply the heat from the bottom so that instead of the solder going up towards the top of the bezel cups, going down and out. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm trying to do with this with the utmost patience that I can. And I am just bringing my torch in a little bit closer to the project here. Heating up the underside. And I know eventually I am going to have to hit it on the top, but hopefully it's going to be like a finishing move as opposed to like the game. I do see my little pallions starting to get, have a little bit of a mirrored finish on them, which is a really good sign. Gonna go, 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 go. Gonna go, gonna go. Hit it right back down to the ground. Hit it go, hit it go, hit it go. La 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 la. I was oh no, I will though. I had someone comment on one of my past videos of when I started identifying natural stones, and they said, as soon as I heard it was a woman speaking, I clicked off. And I laughed for like, I don't know, a good little bit, in the sense that I had to tell my husband. And of course my husband had to go in there and make a comment back. But it's like, it's YouTube. People are people. If I turn off my torch now, I'm basically going to have to start over. So give me a second, and I will bring ya in. There you are.
Hi, Devin.
Hello.
Hi, hon.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It only took me 5 or 6 tries. I made it. I made it.
No, you know what it is? It was me because I was like mid doing this. If I
Oh, but it
stopped,
asked me
they
if I wanted to join. It asked me if I wanted to join in on Chrome or Samsung, and I don't know which one I ended up getting in here on. And then I couldn't see the chat, and I thought, I'm not in right. I still can't see chat, but whatever. But
there's
I'm
a
in the
spot.
show. It says,
Hey, there's a spot like on the bottom where you can see the chat.
okay, I'm going to
Um,
hit the chat button and see what happens.
see what happens. Go nuts.
It says private chat. Chat with the host and other guests.
That's funny. Is there a spot where you can adjust it?
I just said hi all. Did that work?
No. All right, so we have success. I have soldered the pieces on here. So, gonna quench it. And it didn't make it because I really took the time to allow it to cool. And I'm gonna throw it in the pickle. In the meantime, I'm gonna take my other project out of the pickle. Find my paper towel here and bring it over here. Clean it up a little bit. See what we got. See what we're cooking with. So we already got 1 ball off, 2 ball off, 3 ball off. So about half stuck. Oh my God, we will pass. No worries, please. Don't worry about it. Honestly, no worries. I understand. We'll do a test run. So not that successful, but try and try again, right? So while that's pickling, I'm going to hit up this other pendant that I've been working on. I'm going to take my solder pick and scoop up my paste solder. And I'm going to try again. This time I'm going to hit it with some more flux. Okay. Now I'm going to heat it up. Turn my heat down lower. And crystallize my flux a bit. And there should be. Okay. So now I'm going to work on setting my balls again. Hey, balls! I'm getting some paste solder, magical stuff, and stick it. get it eventually. Oh, quite literally. Come on, you bulls, bulls, bulls. Like the ones that look like little peanuts, and they've soldered themselves together, but didn't solder themselves onto my project. All right. Thought about the other half. So if some of them drop off, then some of them drop off. Turn my hate way down, and gonna grab my solder pick, and I'm gonna bring my flame back, and then I'm gonna have some patience with this because, like I mentioned, there is flux in the paste solder. So flux, when it tends to heat up, causes things to move. And I don't want my balls to be horsing around. So slow and steady wins the race. You guys all flying. Anyone want marshmallows? There goes my bowl. I didn't intentionally use so much paste solder, it's just what happens. Okay. Now that that's over, I'm gonna work on turning up my flame just a little bit. And I'm gonna work on heating up and melting the solder. Consistently moving around the flame as to not burn a hole in my project. And I'm waiting worked slow, basically. Jumper mid-go. So I lost 1, 2, 3, 4 balls. 4 balls. But I'll get it back. No, you didn't. Good sound. And into the pickle. Now I'm going to use my I'm going to use my copper tongs. You always use copper tongs to go into the pickle. And here is the other pendant. Now I'm going to clean this guy off and check if the solder pretty much stuck or not. And it looks pretty good, which is fantastic. The other day I could have tossed my bench. But yeah, looks good. So this is what we have here. Of course, it's going to go this way. Very nice. So here's the fun. So I'm going to take my wire and not touch it with my hands because it's hot. And I'm going to stick this guy right here. And so the project is this guy right here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 swirly whirlies. And I went ahead and twisted those. So I have them here. I have 4 of them. And then, of course, I have a plethora of balls. And I'm going to put 4 on the side there. So I'm going to use the easy solder on this, and I'm going to use the paste solder. Continue that. I don't like using it, but at the same time, it's been the best solution for me to have applications stick. I guess. So I'm definitely going to use them with the balls on the sides, and I have three balls on each side. So after I get done putting the appliques on here, I'm going to cut it in this kind of shape here, giving a shape. But I don't want to cut it out right now because I still have to apply the appliques on here. So I also have to consider after I'm done cutting it out, basically, that I need to do a bail. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much flux around the outside of the area because I am going to be putting all the appliques there. And I'm going to take my torch and I'm going to hit it, lower the flame, and basically going to crystallize the flux so that the only thing that's going to be like a sticky would be the paste solder. And there it goes. And flux also helps prevent fire scale, which is the thing that the pickle helps too. Helps break down any fire scale that you have. So again, I am going to put some paste solder down and get it in like a little bit of an more even surface here. Okay. And I'm going to find some nice balls. And go from there. May have to make some more, which is not terrible. Really easy to make. So let's do 1 and 2. Three. When I'm in and around the same size, I'm going for symmetrical sort of and for them to have a nice smoothness to it. So 1, 2, 3. There's 1, there's 2, and let's do 1 more ball somewhere. Let's do you. That's you, I chose that one. All right. So now I have, I'm going to stick with the image that I drew out here to make sure I place the swirly whirlies the way that I want them. Because nothing sucks worse than applying and then moving up. So I'm just going to take the bit of paste solder that I need here. Rather have too much than have to file down, which is completely fine with me. I'm not mad about it. That little extra work will not bother me. I'd rather have the item stick than have to solder it 1,000 times. Personal preference. I don't know. So I probably have to get some more solder. And when all this is over, there is a metalsmithing class I'm dying to take at the local JC, and I'm dying to take it. But it all canceled after the, during the whole pandemic thing. So that's a big bummer. just having some like skill like that would be really nice. Like to work with someone who actually does it. So just getting a little bit more of the silver paste solder, and going to place it in the areas that I'm going to put these swirly whirlies here. Kind of have to break it down a little bit. The item's no longer hot. It doesn't spread very well, which is okay. And last bolt. Hopefully this should be the easy part. Just applying the apple cut. And there we go. Yike! Pick up the remaining, swirl it on the opposite side to save some. And looking at my photos, and gonna go from there. And this is 28 gauge wire that I worked with, and I tried a few options if I wanted to have it hammered, and I did not like the way it looked hammered, so I stuck with it being a more round wire. Okay, so everything is pert and near the way I want it. Yes, ma'am. Right. So, here we go. Now, I'm going to apply the heat low and slow, basically. I don't want there to be any jumpers, number one. And it shouldn't take very much to heat this up. I don't want anything to jump. I don't want anything to move. I have it exactly where I want it. It's going to be a flame up because, like I had mentioned a million times, the paste solder has some flux in it. So that, of course, has to burn off. And I'm moving the flame around and around and around so that I'm equally distributing the heat. Okay. I'm putting a lot more attention on the ball portion because the ball portion is thicker than the gauged wire. So if that makes sense, I'm wanting to put a little bit more heat since it's a cluster than I would on the wires. And I'm just looking for the flow of the flux, still maintaining some nice heat, moving the fire so it's not just on one spot. And I think the thing I'm trying to stay away from is having these smaller wires not melt and turn into balls themselves. I'm just going to turn up the flame a little bit and then pull myself back a bit. Again, putting a lot more attention to the balls because they are in a cluster than I would, the wire. And last minute moving that. And just literally taking this so slow, so if anything jumps, I can stay on it better than I would if I just take this faster. So the balls move ever slightly, and I'm wanting them to touch in a cluster. And I do have some flow to the balls. And I think the true test is going to be when I quench this, if the little swirly whirly stick. I have never applied a swirly whirly accent. The balls on one side stuck and the balls on the other side did not stick. So I am going to be focusing on the flux flow here. Okay. And I am not expecting magic this first time. I'm just kind of expecting everything to fall off. But especially this guy right here. Pain in my butt. This guy did not. Yeah, just going to remove this guy. I do not want this guy to adhere. Get out of here. Oh, now you're going to stick. Okay, cute. That's fine. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to remove the piece that I didn't like. Turn you into a ball later. Here we go. Go! Got some stickage. and in the quench you go. Clean you right up. Going to get the other guy out and see about his dealio here. Going to not like being aggressive with it because it's a piece of jewelry. I'm going to be aggressive with it. So, and if any balls come off at this point, I'll be able to see. But I know that, I'm doing my research here, that Rio Grande, place where I get a lot of my silver, they actually have like a bezel wire that's made out of like balls, so that you can do this kind of work without the individual balls on here. And I'm taking my emery board and knocking down the bits of solder that didn't get used. And it looks like we had more success on this side than we did this side, but that is okay with me. So this is an opportunity for me to make some more balls because I'm going to need some more balls. So I'm going to take some pieces that I goofed on and make a few more balls out of it. And literally it's just simple as pie here. You take a piece of scrap or piece of silver or whatever kind of metal you're working with, and basically you're going to heat it up, and the heat turns into balls. I thought I heard something outside. Oh, it's the neighbor. I'm like, ooh, I'm so used to being inside where I'm like, what's that? All right. So this is a fun one. I bring my quench pot closer to me on this one because basically high heat. Taking it and heating the piece and kind of coaxing it into a bowl and wait until it stops being bright red and put it in the quench and then pickle it. Very fun to do, like little balls. And I need to get a new tripod, guys. I'm really sorry. My tripod, the back, like where it adheres to my phone, broke. So yeah, it would be lower. You guys would be able to see what I'm doing, but at this point, yeah. So some of them are still red hot. I take my tweezers here and do this. I open up my pickle pot and just put it in. Really easy to make. Really easy to make head pins too, like this kind of similar way. Take, your straight wire, ball it up the end, and then you have head pins. No need to buy it. So, all right, while that's going still, I'm going to hit it some more. With my emery board, nail file, whatever you want to call it. Knock down some of the pieces. Go in with my flat. Pick up some raised edges here. Basically giving myself a fresh start in the spots that didn't adhere. And I do have to make a swirly whirly because I have one extra swirly whirly, but I got to see if it's long enough. If not, then I have to cut another one and swirl it on up. So, what do they say? Third time's a charm? Let's see. I may have to make some more balls too. I'm going to take my paper towel. One thing I go through about here a lot of is paper towels. Get my bowls out of the pickle. Little tiny guy. I'm going to get my pendant here out of the pickle. Nice. Okay. Well, there's the test. One of them did not stick, and then one of them I did not like how it was adhering. But here it is thus far. You have the two swirly whirlies on top, the 3 balls on the side, and then I just need to do these swirly whirlies on the bottom. What an exciting thing. So I'm going to check the length on this other guy over here. And it's pretty good in my opinion. So here we go. I'm going to take some more flux, put it in just the spots that actually, I'm going to flux the whole thing. Less work for the pickle if I flux the whole thing here. Okay. Gonna take my paste solder. Turn that way down. Crystallize this area. Okay. My paste solder here. And when I heat up the area, it helps the paste solder kind of disperse better, which is nice. A lot less manipulation I have to make with it. Really nice. Okay, gonna take my swirly whirlies here. Really have no other name for them. Make sure I have them right. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Then, hi Patsy! I'm working on a pendant. A custom order pendant. Yeah, I have plug in my life. Okay. With it being dark, I really saw the flow. I have my cord here. I think I have about 30 more minutes. No, it's not that bad. Honestly, I've been out here a lot colder, and it's really not that bad. Okay, here we go. Just in a way we're looking up on Rio Grande too, their lights, but man, they're just so expensive. I just need to get one of those one of those kind of like multi-bulb lamp lights out here. Heck of cheap at Walmart. I just need to get it. Find it at a yard sale or something. All right, so here we go. Working on the bottom swirly whirlies. That's what I have here. And I will move my cord. Sorry about that. It's probably not the most appealing thing to look at. Okay, into the pickle you go. Oh, thank you. Yes, and the warmth from the from the equipment helps too. I got a lot of meat on bones, so I like the cold. All right, third time's the charm. Let's go nuts. Hopefully get these bulls around this, and I'm in no rush, you know. I don't have anywhere I need to go. This is not a commission piece or anything. This is just a piece that I'm working on. It's nice to be able to work on something without the pressure of it going to somebody. That way, if it speaks to someone when they see it, you know, that's a whole different story. But it's smoking because I am putting the paste solder on to a heated object. I just heated up the pendant. So it helps with the distribution. So I know for sure that underneath the balls are going to be flux. Someone's saying something out here. You seen that TikTok video where like your neighbors are fighting outside and you find excuses to go outside, like they're sweeping the mat or like whatever. Someone's fighting out there. It's not funny. It's not funny, it's serious. Alright, here we go. But I've been there, man. I've been angry enough where I'm like, I don't care if I'm yelling in front of the president. Being PO'd. Hiya! That ball is way too big. Said no one ever. Maybe said a doctor. Anyways. This is the probably the hardest part is just making sure I put the balls the right way. I don't know how cold it is out here. It's not bad. The other day, man, it was nice. I went, my parents came into town and they saw a few things on Facebook Market and we went and picked them up and man, I was outside, had windows down, the car driving around, had a t-shirt on, normal. It was like a spring day. Nice. Very nice. But anyways, here we go. Get on there. Right. Had a snowburst today. It was crazy. Massachusetts. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been to Massachusetts. I've been a couple places, I can tell you that. But I don't know if it's Massachusetts. Probably not. I don't think so. Alright. I'm low on balls. Dang it. Gotta make a couple more balls. That's frustrating. Thought I had enough. But I doubt. Dang it. Been watching The Crown, the season where they changed the queen for an older queen. And the last episode I watched was the astronauts, Armstrong went to the moon. And they went to meet up with the royal family afterwards. And you could tell it was like a filler episode. Like it's an educational episode. I mean, obviously, it's history. But it's like one of those things where like I would have called my grandma and like asked her, about how it was during that time. When I watched Mad Men, and when historical things would happen in Mad Men, I would call my grandma and ask her about it. I'd be like, hey, tell me about this time, her perspective, because, things can be, people have different views. It was just nice to talk to someone who I could know that's been there, So it was really, I love watching that show so much. I love it. I love European history. I love lots of stuff about the Queen and stuff. So, but it was just weird. So, all right. So balls, if you just not move, that would be great. Hey, Pat. All right. same principle. Hold a breath, count to 10. I'm going to start from high because, like we've talked about this whole time, there is flux in the paste solder. So it tends to cause it to jump. So if I slowly, with all the patience that I can muster, heat it up, and then go closer and closer and closer to eventually heating up this whole entire thing. So I can see, don't you move. Don't you even think about it. I will not let you beat me. I will win. Get in line, ball. Do it. This one that looks like butt cheek. Not one butt cheek, but like a whole butt. And it is being naughty. Get back in line. Are you? You're messing with me now. We're fighting. Get in there. Lion. Get in there. Stay there. I'll hold you down. There we go. Oh. All right, children. Ah! Okay. Okay. Hallelujah. All right, here we go. So same deal as before. I'm working in quadrants, and there's two spots that I'm concerned about that always jump on me. All right. Thus begins the even distribution of heat. Around and round it goes. We'll stop when the flux flows. Good one. So basically, when the other pickle comes out, when the other pendant comes out of the pickle, I have to saw it down to shape, and then I have to work on a bail. Oh my gosh, you just woke up. That is crazy. And so I'm probably actually going to have to do some research, because what I'm thinking is I want to challenge myself and kind of make like an articulated bail. I want to see if I can do that. If not, what I'm going to end up doing is making more or less like a, I don't know, like a triangle shaped. I'll have the circle spring ring back, and then I'll have formed like a round bale. So there will be some movement to it, because it is a fairly large pendant. One of the largest pendants. I mean, I'm running out of fuel on my butane, so I'm having to really, I have it on full blast right now. It seems like it doesn't, either I'm too afraid to heat up and really fill up my torch, or it just seems like lately it hasn't been holding as much butane as it should. And I'm just kind of wondering if how I can clean it. So I'm gonna have to like YouTube how to clean my torch, because I really don't want to have to buy a new one if I don't have to. I'm like at this point where it's like my product is heated, and I'm just hoping that, because I think I'm gonna run out of butane. I probably just need to clean it. Yeah, because it's nowhere near where I need to go. All right. Another thing too, it could be the nozzle that I'm using on this. Maybe it's not allowing. I'm not certain really. Wow, maybe I just wasn't doing it right, because I'm like really filling it up now. I don't know, I could be wrong and just like overfilling it. Maybe I'm running out of butane. There. Dang. Out. Okay. I'm gonna tell my husband to go get me some more butane. Or actually, I could probably just get it at the flea market. And someone else here, flea market has 10 times refined butane. Why am I using the UK spelling for wrong? You know, like when they spell color and it's with a UR. That's how you know you're fancy. Does anyone know when I thought it was tomorrow night, but I could be wrong. For Becky's help with Becky. How do I don't know what they're even calling it, like a benefit auction for her. Is it on tonight? I thought it was the 21st. Let me know if anyone knows when it is. I know that clean the flint wheel and nozzle with a small brush or a wooden matchstick or whatever tube. Okay. Yeah, I think I knew what it was. I think I wasn't pushing in hard enough to actually fill it up. That's my problem. So in a sense, kind of like when your charger, like you said, you're taking like a toothpick and cleaning the filter a little bit. That's what I needed to do. So I'm just going to give it a second for the butane to kind of dry up a little bit. And then I'm going to hit this, hopefully get all this going, and then that'll probably be time for me. But let me know if anyone knows when her benefit auction is. I still can't believe it sometimes. I'm still expecting to see her in chat. It just doesn't seem real. I pretty much got all of my stretch pants from Becky. And, you know, I haven't. Hey, Kelly! No clean. No, first clean, then second you purge it. But yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, so if someone knows if it's tonight or if it's sometime, just let me know. It'd be most helpful. There it is. All right. Okay. Yes. I wish I knew more information about it. I really do. I wish I knew a way where I could just donate to her husband. I don't know whose channel it's on, and I don't really know that person very well. And I believe it's Fluffy. I don't really know him. I don't really know him. So I know Blandine. Blandine was it all together, and I know she really didn't have a lot of. I don't know if she didn't have help or if she just didn't really know. But I don't really know him. I can make a donation too. Okay, good. Because that's what I would rather do. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, the donation link would be great. Yeah, you can. Let me, hold on. I don't know if I can make you a moderator since I'm on my phone and I'm not actually in, I'm on StreamYard. I'm not on, but if you want to email me, my email should be in the description and I will share it on my community page. Oh, yeah. I may have her address too. I didn't think about that, Pat. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I really didn't think about that. Dang, this thing was going red hot. Still couldn't get it to flow on the side here. Paste solder really. I think you did too. I've just been out here, and I'm on my phone out here. I don't have my computer out here. But when I get inside, like I said, I don't really know, and that's not to say that he's not a good person. I just know, okay, tomorrow at 2 p.m. I just don't know him. So, and I knew Becky, and like I just don't know. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just want to make sure that. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thanks, Marianne. I was wondering about that because I know that Jennifer did an auction for Brenda, and that was nice. I just don't, like I said, I just don't know Fluffy, and I don't know, I know I bought from Becky, my sweatpants, so leggings. It's just. I think about her all the time. It's just crazy. Anyways. Yeah, thank you very much. Really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, so now if you'll notice, the bottom did not solder. So what I'm going to do is not cry about it. I'm going to take this. This is the wire that I have and I use. I'm going to take a little string of it here. I'm going to cut it because I have one, I just don't have the other. And I'm going to swirl it. Yeah, it's a huge pendant. Ginormous, actually. And swirl it up. Yeah, it's ginormous. Probably the biggest pendant I've ever done. It's crazy how some person, and I mean, I guess it could be the same if you really think about it, like for celebrities and people who are, you know, in history, someone, you know, you don't really know, but someone who's really made an impact on your life. And Becky, you know, she was just kind. She would just say hi and hello all the time. And I always would joke with her about how old she is because it seemed like she was just, you know, she was just chilling. She was just hanging out. She was like my age, like the way she acted was so bubbly, you know. It's like and we were joking one night and she was telling me how, you know, old she was. And I was like, you're joking, Becky. Like, there's no way. She was like closer to my mom's age. And I can't believe it. But to know that she didn't suffer was probably the best thing ever. Still doesn't make it easy, I guess. I don't really know how to talk about death very well. Sorry if I don't really know. I didn't have a lot of people pass growing up. My grandma probably was the first person, and I'm 29, that has passed. And I haven't been around a lot of death, so I don't really know. I don't really know how to talk about it. Sorry. Fine. It's part of coping. She had a blood clot. She had a massive heart attack. Below that, like dang, dude. Alright, I'm gonna take some sheet solder. Yeah, it was out of the blue. Random. She was supposed to go on with Tiffany one night, and her husband called Tiffany, and it went down the line. And someone actually texted me when I was on live out here and told me, and I was like, how old was she? I think she was in her 40s, but please don't quote me on it. I'm not 100% certain. Her YouTube channel was Painting the Roses Red. She was really big into Disneyland, and to be honest, she was probably about an hour or two away from me. She was really close. Yeah. She was young. But she had, I don't know, I've heard mixed things. So I don't really know what's the truth or not, you know. The truth will come from her husband, which his name is Josh. But I'm just giving you the info that literally came to me. She was always very kind, very kind. Yeah, I get that a lot, that I'm young. And that's okay. I'm very fortunate. Very blessed. It's like this last year, man, it's like, crap, you know, don't, that's why it's like I was saying earlier, do something, you know, and I have to remind myself because it's hard as a mom. I feel like I'm just exuding mom guilt, like, what could I be doing better for my kids and, you know, all that. But coming out here, having time for myself is important and it's hard. But this life, you know, just sad, dude. Like, dang. I don't mean to bring the negative. Like, that's not what my intent was. That's my apologies. It's just, I knew it was coming, but she's a really nice person. I didn't know her, but she was always genuine, it seemed. I guess it really bothered me. I mean, it would bother anybody when anyone passes. It was just like right around the time where my grandma passed. So it's just like, geez, got hit with a hammer, you know? You will flow. Oh, man. All right. I miss Jenny, too. I think about her a lot. Just hope she's happy. Hope she's doing okay. I mean, from talking to her every single day, pretty much. So I haven't talked to her in like a bit. I don't even know how long it's been. Alright guys, it's been 2 hours. I told my husband that I would be out here 2 hours. I have successfully soldered the pendant. Eek! Now basically what comes next is I would file it like I said, shape it with the jewelry saw. It's going to be pretty big. The jewelry saw. Thank you so much. I can keep going if I want to. It's been 2 hours. I really should go inside. I need to take a break. Well, I don't need to take a break. I could be out here forever. But I think that's the problem. But anyways, yeah. So basically, I just got to cut it down and then go from there. And after I cut it down, I'm going to make the bail. And then, oh, thank you. And then, yeah. So, excuse me. But guys, please, you know, look out for that. I'm going to post that link so that you can donate. You know, like I said, I don't know Fluffy personally, but I'd really like to be able to donate to Josh if, you know, if I can. I know not everybody has the ability to, you know, everyone I think is having a little bit of a tough time, and I'm going to do what I can to help. But tomorrow, Kelly and I are going to be on live. We have named our reselling chat, so really excited. We're going to be talking about sourcing tomorrow. So absolutely love if you guys could come and hang out and ask questions. I think we're going to turn this into a weekly thing, really pump up our stuff for reselling, of course. So I'm probably just going to sign off here. But I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight and talking with me and, you know, chilling. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.